Welcome to another edition of Inside Titan Sports. I'm your host, Jeff Radcliffe, and we hope you enjoyed your Thanksgiving holiday. But now it is time to talk turkey about everything related to the Eastern Florida State College athletic program. Today it's an all hoops edition as we talk about the men's and women's basketball programs here at Eastern Florida State and their grueling schedules that they are going through here and this holiday portion of the year. We'll have Jeremy Shulman, the head coach of the men's basketball program, in the next segment. And we'll begin with Mr. Jim Grimes, head coach of the women's program. How's it going? How was your holiday?
We had a good holiday, but very busy as we were, playing over the holiday Friday and Saturday after Thanksgiving. But it was a great time with the team. Trips like that, it's great to have some time away. Yeah. We had 5 solid days together. Had some free time to go out and have some fun, go to the beach, go to the movies, that kind of stuff. So the team had a really a sweet time of a fellowship and just getting to know each other better, and hopefully that'll help us moving forward.
A 5-3 record, and I know the last couple of weeks have been difficult, but it's a product of the tough schedule that you guys play, but it's something you can learn from and take advantage of here in the future.
Well, we hope so. Adversity is going to come for any basketball team. It's going to come in life. We talk to our players about it's not whether something bad's going to happen, it's how you're going to react to it. So we've had some adversity. We lost a couple tough ones this past weekend. But, we played some great teams. We're trying to grow. We're early on in building this program, and we're not shying away from playing the best teams in the country. And sometimes you're going to take your lumps. We've taken some, but we think we're going to come out of it stronger, more prepared the next time, and better, hopefully.
There's always the next game, and a lot of times coaches will say you're only as good as your last game. It's always good on a basketball schedule that you can get right back to it, and you get back to it here this weekend with the Titans Classic, where you have the #1 team in the country coming in.
We're excited. We played Chipola every year, and they're obviously the standard. They're defending national champions. Coach Franklin does an unbelievable job up there in the Panhandle at Chipola. So. We're excited for the challenge, but we definitely have a lot of work this week to get prepared to host them on Friday.
And then you get Gulf Coast again. This is the team that knocked you guys off in convincing fashion, unfortunately. But it's always nice to get another crack at them, and it certainly is going to have your team ready to play, and certainly they'll be focused.
Yeah, we really we struggled against Gulf Coast this past weekend. Coach Scoville, obviously she's won 3 national championships there. And she's an unbelievable coach, and she really has her team playing very, very well right now. So we'll definitely go back to the drawing board. We'll watch that film, and we'll try to see where we can improve.
And going forward, was this by design? Were you obviously part of the schedule maker on this? Is this by design to play this difficult of an early season schedule to get you ready for conference play? Is that by design?
It is by design. It's intentional. We are fortunate. We play in one of the toughest regions in the country. A lot of people may say that, but yeah. Florida is for sure one of the toughest places to play. We had 6 teams ranked in the top 25 last season, and there's really no nights off here. So it's pretty hard to schedule any gimmies anyway. But we just have so much respect for some of these nationally ranked teams, like the Panhandle teams, Daytona. We want to get all those teams on our schedule. We really want our players to experience what the best looks like. We want them to experience, this is what a quality nationally ranked program looks like. That's where we want to be, and we're taking strides to get there every single day. But you definitely can't shy away from playing the best competition if you want to be the best.
I'd like to certainly mention the Titans right now are ranked in the top 5 nationally in three-point percentage, and obviously taking a lot of three-pointers. Has that been a blessing and a curse so far this season? Because when you don't make them, that kind of puts you in a tough spot.
Well, that's our style, and we don't shy away from that. We like to play fast. We do like to take a lot of three-point shots, and we'll continue to do that. We will. We believe in that kind of a system. Now, that being said, we do need to get better at having a better balance inside and out. We talk about that in practice. We've talked about that before every game we've played. We have good post players. We have good people down low that can score, that can help us win basketball games at that level. So we hope we can reach a better balance, but also we like our system.
You got to be happy with what Crystal Townsend's doing down low. She's averaging over 8 rebounds a game, and she's been a key cog there, at least defensively, and also giving you basically second chances on the offensive end too.
Yeah, Crystal's unbelievable. She's very athletic. She's probably our most athletic player, and she loves to rebound. She's undersized. She's our shortest post player, but she's our leading rebounder down there. So she really wants the ball. She goes back in with some of the great rebounders, in history, like Barkley, who was undersized. Mm-hmm. She just really, really craves that contact. She sets the pace for our team, and she also shows some great leadership in that area. This weekend especially, she's coming to me wanting to know some of the stats and rebounding for some of the other kids, and trying to help them see where they can improve in that area to kind of help her out. So that was good.
Got to talk about Nene Johnson a little bit, what she is doing, shooting the basketball. She's your leading scorer now, just shade under 15 points a game.
Yeah, Nene is, obviously a Division I commit with Liberty, and she's playing like an All-American right now. She was out there even the Ghost game where we didn't play very well as a team. Nene was very good that night, even trying to get her teammates to come on with her. She's played very consistently throughout this whole season. She's shooting it so much better than she has in the past. She's worked really hard on that since she came here to Eastern Florida as a freshman last year. She's over 40% three-point percentage, which is leading us, I believe, in terms of percentage. Sure. So, when she came here, that was not a part of her game at all. She's our leader for sure, on and off the court, and of course we're very fortunate to have her.
Paula Vasquez, second on the team in scoring at 13.3 points a game. She's had a really big contribution as well.
Yeah, another one of our very consistent sophomores, and of course, to win at our level, sophomore leadership is going to be very, very important, and we're fortunate to have Paula. Paula's shot it very well. She's very versatile at her position, a little undersized, but she gets down there and mixes it up too. She's a really good rebounder for a guard, and she set the pace for us. She always starts games fast, and definitely kept us in a lot of games with her shooting so far this season.
And of course, Emma Grimes. Grimes is known for being a grinder one, but also a feisty three-point shooter. And people are game planning for her, aren't they?
Yeah, for sure. Emma started out the season really, really well. She made, I think, 11 threes in our first 2 games. And so, we've had some teams adjust how they guard us, not help as much. That part's been a little bit frustrating for Emma, though she's working hard to be effective even when people guard her that way. The good thing about that is that opens up a lot of driving lanes for Nene and Paula and Crystal and some of our other players. So, we like to feel like we're versatile enough that no matter how people guard us, that we're going to end up being successful on the offensive end. So
Chipola and Gulf State, preview this whole field that we're going to see, because admission is free. If you want to come out to the Titan Fieldhouse and see some really quality women's basketball, you're going to be able to do that.
Yeah, well, the preseason poll is the only national poll that's come out so far. The new poll will come out this week, but in the preseason poll, all 3 teams that are coming were nationally ranked. Chipola is coming in; they're number 1. Gulf Coast State is number 5, and College Central Florida is number 12. So all 3 of those teams that are going to be playing this weekend in Melbourne are nationally ranked teams. They all have Division I talent on their team across the board. Obviously we've played Central Florida already. They've got a really good big kid that's Division I player for sure. And people are going to come out. So a lot of people are surprised when they come out and watch, junior college basketball. But these players are going to be playing on TV next year. You're going to be seeing a lot of these kids on national television. Gulf Coast has got a commit going to University of Texas next year, and the talent is going to be on full display. And of course, we think we're ready to take this kind of competition on.
Titans take on Chipola on Friday night, and then go against Gulf Coast for a revenge game to the nth degree. That comes up Saturday at 4 o'clock at the Titan Fieldhouse. Jim Grimes, thank you very much. Best of luck this weekend.
Appreciate you having me.
Coming up, we shift gears to the men's basketball program. Jeremy Shulman is here and ready to take all of the questions and answer them the best he can. That's coming up next on the Inside Titan Sports.
Eastern Florida State College. This is where you discover new opportunities, where you pursue your dreams, and careers take flight. Apply now for new bachelor and associate degree programs in business, healthcare, computer technology, and other growing fields. Eastern Florida, where Titans rise. Apply today.
Hi, I'm Eastern Florida State women's basketball coach Jim Grimes. Join us this Friday and Saturday at the Titan Fieldhouse on Eastern Florida's Melbourne campus for the Titan Classic as we take on the defending national champion Chipola College and the state's #1 ranked team, Gulf Coast State College. Admission is free. More information is available at easternflorida.edu/athletics.
Welcome back to Inside Titan Sports. I'm Jeff Radcliffe. We now turn our attention to the men's basketball program at Eastern Florida State College. The Titans 9-1, led by the incomparable Jeremy Shulman, head coach. How was your holiday, Coach?
Great holidays, great holidays. Now, a little bit different than the kids. I was actually counting down the minutes until we could get back on the court, but it was good to get a little bit of a break.
Coming off a 63-58 win against St. Pete at home. That was now the 52nd straight win on the home court. That had to feel good, although it might have been an edgy affair for you, huh?
It feels good now that the game is over.
Yeah.
During the game, it was a tight game. You know, Coach Crumley does a phenomenal job at St. Pete. There's a reason he's a Hall of Fame coach. It was a tough, hard-fought game. It was a low-scoring game, especially with the way we've been playing offense early in the year. And you know, just to get out on top and keep that home winning streak alive and get a really good region win was definitely made the holidays a lot better.
Two players with double-doubles in that one, Georgie Baranya, 20 and 11, and B.J. Gladden, 11 and 15. They continue to take the lion's share of a lot of those stats, but really kind of helping pace you guys.
Those two were unbelievable. You know, in the tough games, the games that are a little bit grinded out, you need your sophomores to step up. You know, the guys have been there, been through it before, and Georgie and BJ stepped up and made unbelievable plays throughout, especially in the second half, and helped us find a way to win.
Can't speak enough about the contributions off the bench of Kareem Bruton, who continues to be like the six-man extraordinaire when he's coming off that bench, 11 points, 6 rebounds.
Absolutely. Now, Kareem's actually our leading scorer. We do bring him off the bench. He actually nominated himself to come off the bench. We've got a deep enough team, and shows the type of selflessness that he's got and the type of character that he's got. And so even though he's basically a starter and plays starters minutes, he does come off the bench, leads us in scoring.
Not your typical sixth man. Well, the St. Pete win, it comes off the heels of the first loss of the season, which I know leaves a bad taste in your mouth. You had a tournament in Georgia that followed the big tournament in Utah, but it's nice to start a new win streak after a game where you lose by just a couple of points, but still very disappointing.
Absolutely. And you know, they say you can sometimes learn more through a loss than you can through wins. And we'd been winning and we'd been playing well, but we hadn't had adversity yet. You know, we tried to test them with adversity going out to Utah, and we played some great teams out there, many miles away from home. But going to Georgia, playing South Georgia Tech the first game, and then and winning by, I think it was 15 in the first game. Then coming back, we really faced adversity. And since we've gotten back from that game, I think we've learned a lot. It's been great film, been great opportunities for our guys to learn. So I think we'll be a lot better off going forward because of that.
The cliche is the hottest fire forges the strongest steel, but you want to talk about the coldest weather forging something good. You guys go out to Snow, Utah to play in the snow tournament, and you get 3 wins against teams from out west.
We do. Very cold. got down in the teens at night, about 19 degrees at night when we were out there, and very different from the Florida climate, of course. Unbelievable experience. It was a great team bonding experience for the guys. Unbelievable just to see that part of the country that a lot of our guys would never see if it weren't for what basketball can bring to you. On the court, played very well, played against some outstanding teams out there, and beat the host college Snow on their home floor, which is always great. And it was a great experience all in all, on and off the court. Got
wins against Eastern Wyoming and Tahoma Oldham as well. I'm just curious what it's like when you do come from not just the warmer climate, but to the thick oxygenated atmosphere you have at sea level, and you go to the higher, the high altitudes that you play out there. That had to be a challenge for some of the guys to get their win, and I'm sure your substitution patterns had to be, you got to be really careful on how you work that.
You know, it really was, and that's one reason we scheduled that tournament, knowing we're going to have that, and then go to Georgia the following weekend, trying to get adversity. And the altitude was a major difference up there, and our guys, even in warm-ups, grabbing their chest, Coach, I can't breathe, my lungs are burning. And so it was very interesting. You know, I talked to some former NBA players, they're friends of mine that have played in Utah and have played in Denver during their careers, and they had warned me coming in and given us some ideas on how to prepare, but not much you can do to prepare until you actually get out there and do it.
Personally, I think it makes you second guess your conditioning. Like, what did I do? Did I have one too many hamburgers or something?
Well, I'll tell you what, we're a lot better conditioned now that we got back from it.
It certainly helps going forward. Now going forward, we're next week we'll do a conference preview because the Southern Conference is going to be a challenge. But we've got some big games here coming up before the Christmas holiday.
Absolutely, we've got Tag Academy next Wednesday. It's our final home game of the first semester. Tag is always a talented team with players from all across the world. And then we go into Florida JUCO shootout, and we're playing Polk State and Gulf Coast State, who are both ranked in the top 10 in the state of Florida. Both are outstanding teams. Both are great defensive teams. They're going to play at a different pace. It's going to be a great test for us in back-to-back games in a neutral site out there in Gainesville at Santa Fe College. It's going to be a great event going into the holiday break.
Much shorter road trip this time. We don't have to go to Utah, just up to Gainesville, just a quick little drive away.
Absolutely.
Talk about one of the strengths of this team when you look at the national stats is the rebounding right now. I mean, you're top 10 in just about every rebounding category, especially on the offensive end. It gives you second chance points opportunities, and when you have scorers like you do, that's deadly for another team.
We're still trying to catch up to last year's rebounding stats where we were second in the country most of the year, but it's something we take a lot of pride in our system. From the day the guys get on campus, we focus on rebounding, especially at the offensive end, and we do want extra possessions. We want extra shot opportunities. We want to have as many opportunities to make baskets as possible, and so we do really focus on the boards. Now we need to get a little bit better at offensive rebounding into our transition defense, which has been a little bit of a sore point for us. But rebounding has been a good point for us so far this year.
Three-point shooting, like the women's program, a top 10 stat right now. You guys are really stroking it well from the outside.
Now that's honestly been a little bit of a surprise for us. We try to have great balance between our attacking the basket and getting the ball inside and shooting outside. But we've taken great shots this year. We're only, I think, averaging 19 attempted threes a game or somewhere around that. We're not taking 33s a game. And because of that, because we're taking the right shots and getting the ball to the right people, we're shooting an unbelievable percentage. I think it's right about 45% on the year, which is one of the best in the country. So, it's a testament to the guys' hard work in the gym, not just at practice, but their extra hours in the gym, late night hours, early morning hours, but also to executing the offense and getting the right shots, not just taking shots because we want a three, taking the open shots.
We haven't turned the calendar yet, but if you had to judge compared to the season you guys had last year, which was another remarkable season, is this team ahead, about the same, or a little further behind than what you had last year as far as pacing?
It's a really interesting question because as a coach, you always kind of judge to your previous teams. That's what you know better than anything else. And, I'd say this team, honestly, I think I said it before the season even started, we have the upside to be even better than last year's team. I will say as of this moment, we're not quite where we were last year. And that actually speaks volumes of this team this year to be 9-1 and still have so much room left to grow. We have so many young guys. We're still, honestly, we're 10 games in, still trying to figure out a rotation pattern a little bit better, still trying to figure out a shot distribution a little bit better, and definitely still trying to get a little bit better defensively. So not quite where we were at this point last year, but have the upside to become as good as any team that I've ever coached.
And you got to grow up here in the next couple of games because then it gets real when the conference schedule portion comes around.
Absolutely. Our conference, and we'll talk even more about that next week, but our conference is just as good as it's ever been in Southern Conference history. Right now, 3 of the top 5 teams in the state are just from our conference. Miami-Dade's been playing unbelievable and just beat 2 Panhandle schools this past weekend. Palm Beach is undefeated. Indian River is having an unbelievable year. Broward has already beaten Chipola by double digits. I mean, it's a very, very deep conference, so we got to continue to get better.
Not just the conference. You and I were talking about the Massey ratings in the break. You're ranked number 4 in the nation in those computer rankings. The computers love the Titans as they always do, but 3 of the top 5 also from Florida as well.
Yeah, I love the Massey ratings. It's something I look at every Monday when they come out. It is an unbiased, just computer analyzed look at teams from across the country, and it shows how strong the state of Florida is. Number 1 in the country is from Florida, number 3 in the country is from Florida, number 4, of course, is ourselves, and it just shows how great our region is, and it's the reason we've won. Our region's won championships the last couple of years. What
do you make of that? Is there a talent difference here in the state of Florida? Why are the programs here far ahead of some of the other places in the country right now?
Well, first off, if you're a recruit, wouldn't you love to play in Florida?
Yeah, especially if you're going to transfer to a Division I school up north, you want to get some time in.
Absolutely. It's the depth, I think, that makes Florida so great. Texas has unbelievable junior college basketball. Iowa has great junior college basketball. the Scenic West has good, but it's the depth. Each one of those regions has, really strong teams at the very top. But when you look at Florida, and you can go 11, 12, 13 teams deep every year of teams that can win nationally. And it's just so much talent down here. And it's a testament to the great coaches throughout the region that are able to recruit players and get the most out of their players.
Interesting. Well, next home game is coming up on the 9th of December. You got a little break, a little timeout, if you will. Good luck the rest of the way. Enjoy the I guess the respite, if you want to call it that, as they go for their 53rd straight home victory there at the Titan Fieldhouse. Jeremy Shulman, thank you very much. We'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you. When we come back, we will recap, if you will, the entire fall season here at Eastern Florida State College. That's coming up next on Inside Titan Sports.
This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College. This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College. This is where we're building the future. This is where we meet the challenge, where leaders emerge and careers take flight. This is where you discover new opportunities. Choose to stand where excellence lives, where titans rise. Eastern Florida State College.
Hi, I'm Eastern Florida State men's basketball coach Jeremy Shulman. Join us at 7 o'clock Wednesday as we look to extend our home winning streak to 53 games. Come cheer us on as we take on Tag Academy in the Titan Fieldhouse on Eastern Florida State's Melbourne campus. Admission is free. More information is available at easternflorida.edu/athletics.
Welcome back to Inside Titan Sports. I'm Jeff Radcliffe, and now we introduce a special guest to give us a little season recap, if you will, of the fall sports season. Mark Dakotas, Manager of Athletic Communications, the man responsible really for all the information you hear on this show and on the Titans website. How was your holiday? Got a little break, huh?
Nice break, but we're ready to get back at it. Basketball season now, and then when we come back in January, baseball will be playing, softball will be playing, golf and tennis, so full slate.
I'm sure you and your staff need to really recharge the batteries after the NJCAA soccer tournament.
Yeah, we hosted the tournament on campus at the Titan Soccer Complex. Didn't end as we would have liked it, but it's hard to be really disappointed with the women finishing second for the second time in 3 years. They had a wonderful season, finished 17-1. And we lost in the final on a goal in the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, congratulations in order to Jeff Carr and Oliver 12-3s, as well as both teams make the national Final Four, and the women, as you said, in the finals. But for you and this program and this athletic program hosting this tournament, it's a big endeavor, and I'm sure the NJCAA is very, very pleased with what they had.
I would think so. It's not something that just happens. We'll start having meetings next spring to lay the groundwork, and you work right up until, because basically the field for the tournament isn't decided until a week before. So there's a lot of last minute work that goes into it, but everything was very well received. We had wonderful weather, with the exception of the night of the final when we had the delay and then the rain, but it all went well. And you can't mention the women without mentioning the guys. Reached the semifinals for the first time, lost 1-0 like the women, but once again they had a great season. They went to the national tournament for the second time in their 3 years as a program, finished 15-2-2. and I know Oliver was disappointed, but if you talk to him now, I think he'll see what an accomplishment it was for his guys, because he had a whole bunch of new kids.
Yeah, congratulations to Coach 12 Trees as well. Certainly an exceptional accomplishment. And keeping it on the soccer theme, there was big soccer news this year as OCB, Orlando City, the MLS team over in Orlando, going to have their USL team play on campus. So we're going to see a lot more of the beautiful game there at the Titan Soccer Complex.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. I know from Dr. Ritchie through the Board of Trustees to Jeff Carr, our AVP for athletics and head women's soccer coach, everyone is really excited to have OCB on campus. It's going to be great exposure for the campus and the school, and great exposure to the youth of Brevard County to be able to see professional soccer here locally. So they'll begin in February or March. All the games will be broadcast on YouTube, so we're really excited about that.
Excellent.
So it's going to be a real good thing for the community.
The excitement continues on campus. The softball facility and finally breaking ground as buildings continue to sprout up like weeds on the Melbourne campus.
Every time you come on the Melbourne campus, there's a new blue fence. So yes, they've begun work on the softball field, which will be south of the soccer complex. And once that's complete, every sport but golf will be on the Melbourne campus.
Amazing.
So it's going to be a hub, and we'll be busy year-round.
Speaking of other sports, Jamie Howell's men's golf team had a successful fall season as they work towards the big season in the spring.
Yep, they had a couple tournament wins. They also retained the Collegiate Players Cup by tying Florida Tech. So Jamie had to basically start anew with Mickey Demarat, who was one of our two top players, committed to Liberty, went to Liberty, a Division I school in Virginia, so he didn't play for us. But Kerry had a good year, Michael Keemont, Bradley Bodden. The kids came through, so I know Jamie's happy with that. And then speaking of golf, we added women's golf that'll start next fall, and also men's tennis. So Jerry Thor had a good fall season with the women's tennis program,
Sure.
And now he's starting to recruit for the men.
It's about to get busy.
Yeah, very.
And Andrea Rasmussen, the volleyball program, they continue to build a quality program.
Yeah,
as well.
Andrea had a good year. They struggled a bit, but we had a couple of big victories. We beat Miami-Dade in Miami for the first time ever, and then came back and beat Palm Beach in 5 sets, and they had a very good year. So all in all, it's been a good fall and a good start.
Well, Mark, thanks for joining us on the show. Glad to have you as a guest officially. Thanks a lot.
Glad to be here. Thank you.
We'll talk to you down the line. There's Mark Dakotas. And unfortunately, that is all the time we have for this edition of Inside Titan Sports. This, in fact, going to be the penultimate edition of the calendar year. A programming note, next week's show will be the last of 2015. We'll resume back in January to really talk about a lot of big sports coming up in the spring and continue this look at the men's and basketball programs as well. You can also check out everything about Eastern Florida State College Athletics program by checking the website easternflorida.edu/athletics, and also tune in each and every week when we're in season, of course, to Inside Titan Sports. So for all my guests, for Jim Grimes, for Jeremy Shulman, and Mark Dakotas, I'm Jeff Radcliffe saying so long and go Titans.